Maybe we'll just roll dice for it.
Ooh.
You won't roll dice with me right now.
You won't flip a coin.
Shall we flip a coin right now? Right, so we're still in Las Vegas, as you can probably see.
Yeah.
And I thought that I would bring the guys, Taylor and Rory, to one of my favourite places. One of my favourite companies in the US called Sin City BMW. A few years ago when I was working at Car Throttle, I met the guys from Sin City and then drove what they call the BMW X2,
Yes.
which is the E30 325iX chassis onto which they have welded the 2002 body, and they've turned it into an off-road Mad Max thing. I drove it through the desert. We machine gunned a 7 Series. It was literally the most surreal thing I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Really? Oh, it's like amazing.
Fair
We were
play.
drinking sangria in the desert. It was mental. So yeah, we're obviously here for SEMA with EBC brakes. I thought let's go and revisit the guys 7 years later because their premises has grown exponentially. They've got like 14,000 foot and a lot of cars that I know that you guys at home, even though you say, oh, we don't like BMWs. You like BMWs, don't lie. You're going to like the BMWs that you see inside.
And of course, we can't come all this way and go on a trip without having a look at a few BMWs.
Exactly, and we're in the right place. So let's head inside, say hello to Chris and Patrick, faces that you'll probably recognise, and then have a look around what they've been up to over the last few years. Go on then, just go straight through there.
Okay.
We are behind the scenes here at Sin City. And then faces that you'll recognise, we've got Patrick and we've got Chris. Bring it in. Bring it in. Good to see you.
Hello,
Good to
Patrick.
see you.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Chris,
to see
Taylor,
you.
Taylor, Chris, Patrick, Taylor, Taylor.
Right
Patrick.
on.
Yeah. So I was saying that you guys have grown a little bit since the last time I was here.
We have, it's our 5th shop.
Yeah.
And I'm never moving again.
You just keep on getting booted out.
We do.
Gross misconduct.
Yeah, mostly.
premises.
Yeah, mostly. It's the videos that you guys keep posting of the stuff we do.
Indeed,
and the
indeed.
owners find out.
Speaking of the stuff that you do, we'd love to have a quick walk around.
Cool,
And then
yeah.
see what you've been up to.
We got a few things in the lobby.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got a really low mileage Z8.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
One owner since new, 8,000 miles. Behind it, we have a 1967 1602. That's street legal in Nevada because it's 67, so they didn't have any rules yet. And then through here, we have some really interesting cars. This is a 1974 BMW 2002 TII. It's a Hardy & Beck or H&B Turbo tribute car. They were one of the early tuners. This is actually a custom color that we made. So the original color was sort of a lighter green, and we wanted something a little bit more modern for this one. If you can see the hand-stitched and hand-wrapped dash that we
That
did.
is gorgeous.
So obviously still a lot of ways to go, but it's getting there.
That's fantastic.
As opposed to the one in front of it, this is a one-owner car since new. This is a 1972, but it unfortunately got really badly damaged in Katrina in New Orleans.
It's probably still in way better condition than any car in the UK.
Well, there's zero rust
They
in it
rust.
now.
Yeah, nice. So there's been a lot of work.
Just the tail panel, trunk floor, the rockers, both doors, the fenders, the hood, the nose, the front left frame rail, 7 sections of the floor, and 3 sections of the firewall.
So the whole thing.
Not really, the roof is original, it's most of the tub. This beautiful M20 we just built, that's going in a 320i to make it a Euro 323.
Oh.
We've got an S14 that's been rebuilt, that's going in the silver 6902 in the back.
That is amazing. So that's out of an E30 M3.
E30 M3, so it will be affectionately known as an M2.
Yes.
But then to piss off the purists, we thought we'd put Webers on it.
Nice.
Fair. I've also just noticed you've got the plenum from an E39 M5.
Yes,
Here's
that's
the rest of the motor.
yeah.
Oh, that looks a bit bad. There's been quite a lot of water in that cylinder. Was this
little bit.
seized?
No, it was taken apart by a customer that then lost interest in the project, and we bought it from him, but it obviously sat in the rain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. And where's it going?
We haven't decided yet. That's
Oh,
the fun
yeah.
part. There's
Yeah.
so many shells outside.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just find a motor, and then you're like,
So many engines.
Yeah. Right, where to next, Chris?
right outside.
This is, wow, have you got enough posts in here?
We've got 10 bays, which I thought was going to be a lot, and really it's not.
Yeah. It's huge.
This is massive.
Can you imagine if we had this place?
Oh, we'd fill it up with shit.
We would, yeah, fill it up with
That
shit.
E30 is gorgeous.
That is
This was
yeah.
Patrick's car, and then he sold it to a customer, and now the customer is having us restore it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then down here, since they've stepped away, we can show you the car that the guy's driving home tonight.
Wow. I'm noticing an airflow meter and an ECU on this,
Yes.
which it
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
No.
So this is a Bavaria, and the customer loved it. He did some work to it, but he has a lot of cars. He doesn't drive it that often. And the problem he was running into is if it sat 3, 4, 5 months, the carburetors would dry up. He'd have to, you know, try and prime it. Then it smelled like fuel, and his wife just wasn't interested in riding in it.
Yeah.
And so we thought, well, look, we want to stay true to the Bavaria, so we'll keep the M30 platform, but we'll go from the early 3-liter to the latest variant, the M30 B35, for 220 horse instead of the original 170. And with the 1.3 Motronic, it's just going to be easy. He can let it sit forever, just turnkey, vroom, start, and drive. He's coming to see it tonight for the first time.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah. You're going to have to get him really pissed on tequila. But wait, it is I, Alex from the future, to remind you that if you want to buy yourself a used car, van or motorbike, run a car vertical report on it first to ensure it's not been crashed, stolen or clocked. To give you an example of a good car vertical report, I have run the numbers on my Macan GTS, which is for sale. And as you can see, we've got green ticks for odometer, finance and damage that tells me and you that this is a good car and that you should probably buy it. And now to give you an example of a bad car vertical report, here is a Toyota Supra, aka a BMW Z4. We've got green ticks for odometer and finance, amber warning for title, check and damage. Let's scroll down and we can see some pretty savage front end crash pictures there. And if we scroll down a little bit, you can see that the car has been fixed up, probably ready for sale. But you know, because you ran a car vertical report, that this car has previously been crashed. So don't get stung when buying yourself a used car, van or motorbike. Run a car vertical report. What's more, you'll get 20% off using the code V2. Now back to it, and someone please buy that car.
So here we have all the cars waiting their turn.
I've just spotted something. Taylor, have you spotted something?
That E46 M3's got some nice kidney grills in
It does have some nice kidney grills. I could do with some US spec kidney grills from my E46 M3 Touring.
Well, that car in particular belongs to a customer that he let it sit for a long time, and the fuel unfortunately lacquered and made all kinds of problems. He parked it because it was having SMG problems. So we've gone through it mechanically. We changed the color on it. From silver to this actually Porsche color, and then we updated his black seats to the cardinal red leather. This little O2 has been parked for 17 years.
Wow.
So he towed it in, and we got it running in 2 weeks.
Wow, cool.
So boiled the fuel tank, changed all the hoses, went through the cooling system, rebuilt the Kugelfischer pump, and rebuilt the fuel pump. Yeah. So a lot of cleaning, a lot of lacquer removal, and now it runs and drives.
That is gorgeous.
So Patrick, tell us about your baby.
Affectionately known as the Rusty Bunny. It's got some fun stuff.
Wow. Have you seen this?
Motorcycle carbs as throttle bodies. It's a 2-liter cross flow.
This is very cool. I really like this.
It's fun. It's
really cool.
It used to be an SCCA car, so it's got Coney coilovers all the way around.
Wow.
Sway bar, strut braces, and all that fun stuff. Small roll bar. Everybody keeps asking, "Oh, are you gonna paint it?" I'm like, "No."
This is patina. It's fantastic. Yeah.
I really like
leave
the
it like
patina.
this.
Yeah, it's great. It's really cool.
You can see another one back here that's from your side of the pond.
Yeah, yeah. This looks familiar.
Very cool.
So this was built for the Targa Newfoundland Rally off the coast of Canada. This belongs to one of my good friends, Dr. Dave, and he is just a fantastic driver, and we have had so much fun. We raced a 59 Mini Cooper the first time for the 50-year anniversary of Mini, went back and did it again. We blew 4 motors and 3 transmissions in 5 days, so we won the Spirit of Targa award.
Oh, wow.
And now he's moved on from the Mini to this one, and he's campaigned it there, and it's here to get some electrical work done so we can smog it. And then you can see a whole bunch of cars in the back, more projects, things waiting their turn, as well as a whole row of cars on that side and up here and down the other side of the building.
Why is there's a G-Wagon in there?
You can see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
We like those.
I've always wanted a G-Wagon. I've always wanted a G-Wagon.
Maybe we should go around and have a little.
All right, let's go check it out.
Oh my God.
But wait, there's more.
This car, Taylor,
You should be
I have
familiar with
driven.
that one, yeah.
I have driven in the desert. This has changed as well, hasn't it?
We've done a few updates. I mean, it's largely the same vehicle, but we've run a full skid plates underneath and Teflon and steel, so it protects the engine, the transmission, the transfer case, the fuel tank, and the rear diff. We realized that
Some updates we had to.
yeah. Oh yeah, I did crash it. Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually.
So for people who might not know this car yet, because they might not have seen the Car Throttle episode.
So this is the infamous X2, which is basically a 72 2002 body grafted onto an E30 325 iX floor and drivetrain. So it's now 6-cylinder, 5-speed, all-wheel drive. You can see inside it has the 2002 dash, but the E30 seats, so about halfway up the body line is where it melds. And it's really an incredible, capable vehicle off-road because it's got more power than the 2002 would have.
Yeah.
And it's very light and very nimble, and we've never even gotten it stuck, and we have tried.
Yeah, yeah.
It just climbs right out of any hole we get in.
To this day, this is still one of the most fun cars I've ever driven in my life.
It's one of our favorites. We
Yeah.
take it out quite often.
Yeah, and us being in the desert, drinking sangria, shooting a 7 Series, driving this, I remember just coming home and be like, life is so boring now.
Well, speaking of drinking and shooting,
What's that?
I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
come on, let's celebrate.
So it's Thursday. It's 10 to 4. I've got a flight to catch at 9:15. I've got to be at the airport at 5. So yeah, let's get pissed.
I don't know what's more interesting, the fact that he's just opened that drinks cabinet or that he's opened that drinks cabinet on top of a miniature tank.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Literally, that only happens at Sin City.
Yeah, I know.
Tell us about this tank as well, because that looks quite interesting.
Well, this actually we found on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Of course.
You do.
Scott texted me a picture and goes, "We have to have this," and I go, "I agree. Show it to Patrick." Long story short, essentially, it was built in 1963 by NASA, and it's a fully electric stainless steel tank that was used to transport nuclear warheads out at the test site for testing. We just thought it would make a good coffee table.
That is incredible.
Thank you very much. What are we drinking, by
Thank
the
you
way?
very much.
What is this?
It's whiskey.
Oh, that's strong.
I'm not sure which.
I feel like I got away with this.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 Cheers,
Cheers.
cheers,
Cheers.
Didn't everything just get more fun?
Wow.
And you hate flying, so you get a second one.
Okay.
What's just happened?
Little pregame.
Cheers.
I feel pissed already.
Drink responsibly.
So next we have
This is gorgeous.
another one you'll remember. This is the father of the 2002.
My God.
You have
It's-
to come and see this.
A 67 new class fit with a 540i M62 TU 6-speed manual
your
trans.
engine.
The story, as I was told, was when BMW was, trying to come out of bankruptcy, the family came in and said, "Look, we can help save the company, but you've got to stop dragging these pre-war design cars into a modern era. You need to design a new class of car." It was a bankruptcy attorney that said, "Wait, what engine are we putting in it?" And they said, "Oh, all the leftover pushrod V8s from the 503s. And the attorney went, "Oh, no. You need a 4-cylinder." They're like, "Well, we don't have a 4-cylinder. Well, let me be clear. If you don't make a 4-cylinder, we're not making the car. And if we don't make the car, we're closing the doors to the business." Oh, man. And that's how the M10 was born.
Okay.
The engine that shaped BMW,
Yeah.
that ended up becoming the Formula One engine, the basis of E30 M3. It wasn't an engineer. It wasn't a BMW enthusiast. It wasn't a designer. It wasn't an architect of any type. It was a bankruptcy attorney that actually changed the shape of the company.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
And so to draw attention to that story, we put the V8 back in the NK that it was originally intended to have.
You're now again rewriting the rule book, aren't you? And I don't know if you've spotted it. We're obviously looking at the engine. Have you seen the seat?
Well,
There's a garden chair.
I did clock that, but I wasn't sure if it was real or if it was the whiskey.
The seats are currently being upholstered, and we have to do the console and the floor because we just put a full vintage air conditioning system in
Oh
it.
wow. Have you got the keys?
I can get them.
Oh,
You can rev it. This time it has oil in it.
does it?
yeah.
We like that. We really, really like that. Woo! Okay.
I want this one.
That is.
It's going to be really nice when it's finished inside. But the outside will leave the patina.
Just like this, yeah.
This is so cool.
That is cool. Very, very cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. What about this?
This is another one of our patinas, and this sat behind another shop for about 30 years. So we restored the car except for the paint.
Yeah.
Look at
it's
the
amazing.
interior.
It
So-
is the
This is
bollocks.
houndstooth. This is the same interior that I have on my Mini.
Oh, is it?
And are these Recaros from E24?
They're E21 Recaros. We just,
So
when we
we
put them in
put it in
O2s, we
12.
shape the bolsters
Yeah.
to where they're a little bit bigger, and we recess the foam so that you sit more in it like a sports seat.
That interior is gorgeous.
It's stunning, isn't it?
It actually runs and drives great. Patrick and I just took the X2 and this one to SoCal Vintage, and people loved it. In fact, they voted the X2 best modified, and they voted this one best vintage.
Really?
Oh, that's
Well, I think
wow.
the supercharger helped.
Oh, what?
What?
Yeah.
So it's the only carbureted pull-through supercharged 2002 in the world that I'm aware of. So maybe you'll viewers will tell me otherwise. But the idea was 50% bolt-on horsepower without drilling a single hole in the car.
Wow.
So a lot of guys are buying 2002s and they want more horsepower, and I get it. So they're chopping up the front ends and putting in a 6-cylinder M20, bit nose heavy, not quite the same. A lot of us used to do S14s, but the prices of those have gotten astronomical.
Yeah.
So we thought, what can we do where it's just inexpensive, like $5,000, and your car is 50% faster?
Fair play.
So all you have to do is bolt on the pulleys for the belt, change the intake manifold. It's the stock carburetor location with the stock carb linkage. There's no modifying.
Wow.
You can just bolt it on in a couple of hours and you're done.
And then we have this.
Yeah.
BMW 8 Series, a car that we both love.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, this must be US spec, because we never got this version, did we?
Nobody got this
Nobody
version.
got this version. This is a Sin City version.
Well, look, as you know, 70% of what we do is maintenance on modern cars. 25% is restoration, and 5% is just getting
Tequila.
getting tequila and getting the hacksaw out and going, wouldn't it be funny if?
Yeah.
So this poor car was abandoned behind another shop for about, I think, 9 or 10 years. It was a mess. We bought it for parts. We had several customers that needed some interior parts for their car. In fact, the one that we gave some of the parts to ended up getting first place at Best of Vintage for Best 8
amazing.
Series.
Wicked.
So we were happy to be able to donate the parts to that car. But in the end, I mean, we sold the headlights. It was a parts car.
Yeah.
And then we got a call that Radwood was coming into town and they're like, bring something cool. And I'm like, oh man, we got 10 days. We're gonna have to build something cool.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what motivated
So
us.
this is 10 days.
Yeah. Now,
Well, minus the paint.
Minus the
minus
paint, okay, I was gonna say, yeah.
because this is the second stage, and it doesn't count getting it running, which took quite a bit of time. It had broken rockers, and the fuel system was all bad.
yeah.
But once we got it running, because we couldn't sell the parts unless we tested it, but then the call came, and it's like we have 10 days to turn a running car into something fun. So you'll notice the tanks in the back are actually off a T1 trainer. They scrubbed the tank on the runway. A lot of our customers fly for the Blue Angels, so they brought it to us to repurpose. So we cut the nose off the tank, split it in half, put those on the back. We put a cage in it to give it the support, and then the seats and steering wheel just kind of went with the aircraft theme. Then we cut the cowl, dropped the glass down 5 inches into the cowl, and then welded in some support braces. And we'd already sold the headlights, so we were forced to louver the hood. And now I drive it to LA and back on fog lights.
Amazing. Yeah, as you do.
For the fifth time today, I'm speechless.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely speechless.
Imagine seeing this at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You
It's
would
still
probably
got-
just implode.
It's still got a phone in it.
It does have the phone.
Doesn't work, I've tried.
I don't know if I'm just really bemused because of what Chris is telling me, or just because I'm pissed. I don't know.
Now, the other thing you should look at is, remember, this is the first CAN bus communication car that BMW ever did.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't
Look
know
at
that.
the wiring just going to the trunk. It looks like I'm running a call center.
There is a lot going on there.
Both sides.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Now this one, they were never fast. This one's a little faster because there's no roof, there's no glass, there's no
Yeah.
insulation, there's no sunroof, and we keep selling parts off it.
Okay.
Like just the other day we needed a module. I'm like, well, turn it on. Okay, pull the module. Oh, it's still running. Yes, we can sell it.
Is this a
Fantastic.
manual or an auto?
It's an auto.
And is it a V12 or a V8?
V12. Oh. Yeah. You have to cut up the roofs off the V12s. That's what makes everyone happy.
V10s these days, I think.
Oh my God.
Of course, we're walking by the Gurkha,
Yes.
which you'll remember from Fast and the Five, Furious, whatever,
This
9,000.
is- So how much does this weigh?
As it stands now, without the spare, it weighed
We
in
actually
at
scaled it, yeah.
15,100 pounds.
Okay, for context, the Tesla Cybertruck is about 6,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
This is over 2 times as heavy.
Yeah.
as a Cybertruck.
It's enormous.
It is.
a
Underneath,
proper-
it's a 2006 Ford F550 Super Duty diesel, and on top, it's now the company's called Teradyne. But they build cars specifically for SWAT and military applications. This one's rated to a 50 cal. The glass is over 3 inches thick. The gun ports are in all the doors.
It's got gun ports in the
Look
doors.
how thick.
It is wow.
Oh my. Do you know, I've only ever seen this glass once before, and that was in an aquarium. And this, have you ever slapped to the back of a forklift? You know the counterweight on the back of a...
Wait, hold on.
That is... And then just a Jeep with no door.
Well, this is just our mobile barbecue.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a full gas barbecue, bottles on the roof, cooler, and it's capable of meeting you anywhere for lunch.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow, that
God.
has seen some action.
What on earth?
Well, our last landlord wouldn't let us have a barbecue on the grounds, so we built this.
And then this is the G-Wagon that we saw from over there. This is very interesting. What is the story with this?
It's funny. We don't know much about it because there's a Mercedes shop down the road, G&G, and the owner and Patrick are friends. He just knows we like weird cars, and he just drove it over one day and gave us the keys and said, look, this couple brought it over from Germany. They drove it to Panama. On their way back, it blew a head gasket. We told them that we can't really get these motors easily in the US. It's going to be quite expensive, and they just left him the keys. And he didn't know what to do with it because he's busy. So he dropped it off here waiting for us to figure out what we're going to do.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Because off camera, well actually on camera, just on a mobile phone, we were here night before last, weren't we?
Yep.
Trying to do a little deal, which you will see right now. If this starts, we're doing a deal. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Not bad. 6 months. It's been sitting.
Oh no, you're on! I've just bought my. Oh my god! Oh, how much is this? I think maybe we should get Chris a bit more pissed and then we'll come up with a deal. Chris, would you like some more alcohol? Chris, we've not actually come to a deal yet, but we have been talking off camera, haven't we? We're very excited.
We are, yeah. And I've always wanted a G-Wagon.
You have always wanted a G-Wagon, so
Maybe we'll just roll dice for it.
Ooh.
you won't roll dice with me right now.
You won't flip a coin.
Shall we flip a coin right now?
Heads I win, tails you lose.
Okay.
$1,500.
For legacy.
Or 3,000.
Or 3,000. Holy shit, we're about to buy a G-Wagon.
$3 grand.
3 grand!
Never gamble with locals.
Hold out your hand, you've just sold yourself a G-Wagon. We've done it! Oh my god, looks like we're coming back to Vegas. I cannot wait. And yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. Are you guys on socials? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're on Instagram since City BMW, but we're old. We don't post a lot.
No, okay, but just give them a follow and you will see a lot more of these guys.
We'll try and get better.
Next year. But for now, we've just bought ourselves a G-Wagon for $3,000, which I think is great.